world, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Anna and today we are going to be setting up the bullet journal for May. We will be painting again today using gouache paints. They are my favourite things to use. They're so easy to work with. The intensity is really easy to control and the colours blend really well. So I chose out a selection of paintbrushes and also a few Tombow brush pens in the colour scheme. So I found some photos suggested on my Pinterest board. I'll leave a link below for my Pinterest page. It's a lot of very similar illustrations of mountain ranges, all with a really beautiful colour scheme. So let's get out my sketchbook here, just with sort of plain art paper, and I'm gonna start drawing out my design. I chose to use elements from the photos I found, but I did decide to throw in a little touch of me with that bell tent at the bottom. I bought a bell tent 2 years ago. I have slept in it in my own garden, and at the moment all I can think about is driving off and camping by the beach somewhere. When this is all over, that's the first place I'm going. So this is a very graphic design, really flat, simple layering of colours, just getting darker and darker with the blue and green shades the closer to the foreground. I started to add in the tree line, keeping it really simple, just the brush strokes to suggest the trees, and I just keep building darker and darker trees into the foreground. mid-tone blue to add some detailed shadowing on the mountains just so they stood out, and finally finishing off the foreground with a nice big dark tree, and I even threw a little bird in there flying across the sun. There we have it. I have finished painting my title page. I'm going to let it dry. I will cut it out and be right back. So I wanted to add a little bit more to my pages, so I took some photos of Pinterest Canadian mountainscapes, printed them out with my sprocket, and will be pasting those in alongside the illustrations. I use my Tombow brush pens for a lot of the decoration around here, and I use my Tombow Fudanesco, I think that's how it's pronounced, brush pen or Japanese calligraphy pen to do a lot of the titles. So I'm throwing in a little calendar overview just in the bottom of this page. I really couldn't bring myself to draw a calendar over the top of that artwork. That took me about 2 hours to paint. So I just went through all the pages and glued down the illustration pictures I'd printed out, and added in, using a fine liner pen, little details, little doodles, little sections that look like tape holding the photos in. I wanted to feel more like a travel scrapbook sort of vibe. I don't know about all of you, everybody being stuck indoors. I am particularly craving some sort of outdoor adventure right now. So I really liked what I did here. I made the days of the week look like a rickety old signpost. I would love to visit Canada one day, or some national parks in North America, and I can just imagine walking down a trail and finding these little signs everywhere. One of the best things about the sprocket pictures that you print out, they're actually already sticky backed. They're a little fiddly to peel the backing off, but once you do, they are perfect for bullet journals. And I'm just going in again with the brush pens, adding some little details of mountainscapes and the sun, and also adding in a scrapbook page style weekly setup. On to the last double page of this month's spread. I got the brush pens out again to do a bit of a drawing, just putting in this big old evergreen tree and a little tent camping out next to it. Again, just pasting in some images that I got off Pinterest and adding in a bit of fine liner just to give them a little more detail. I left quite a few blank spaces throughout this month's spread so I could put down some to-do lists, maybe do a bit of doodling, just trying to keep myself busy during this time off. And just going to show you through the pages. I will see you next week for another video. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Stay safe, keep smiling. Bye.